Personal income tax ordinary rate is 20%, but also 510% apply. 5% for real estate business, renting out residential property, selling residential property. 1% taxation is very good benefit, which many service provider individual can benefit. And I would like to make quite a strong emphasis on this aspect of Georgian tax exemption incentives, because many individuals really can be taxed at as low rate as 1%, who are providing service remotely and for whom it really does not matter where they are located. So they just can relocate to Georgia and enjoy only 1% taxation, nothing else, 1%. And zero taxation on foreign source income, and I will try to explain what does it mean. VAT and reverse VAT is applicable in Georgia. It is 18%. Withholding tax on wages, it is 20%, plus contribution to pension fund is applicable, 4% in total. 2% is for employer, 2% is paid by employee, deducted from a salary. Withholding tax on dividend, 5%, applies to both residents and non-residents. Interest withholding tax is 5%. I think it's also quite low, and this all withholding taxes paid to non-residents can be further decreased with application of a tax treaty signed by Georgian government. Withholding tax on royalty paid to non-resident is also 5%. Withholding tax on service remuneration to non-resident is 10%, but there are some exceptions. If Georgia has a list of so-called offshore countries, tax haven countries or zones. So if a company is registered in an offshore country, then higher withholding tax rate applies. So that's kind of anti-avoidance rule applicable in Georgia, because it is the same 15% as a corporate income tax rate. So that companies do not have motivation to artificially increase their expenses via offshore companies. So that's something you probably need to know. Property tax is not, in my opinion, very high. It's zero if you have income until 40,000 lari. It's about $12,000–13,000. It is from 0.05% to 0.2% if your assets value. If you have income from 40,000 to 100,000 lari, which is around 100,000 lari is around $30,000, and up to 1% from 0.8 to 1% if you have more than 100,000 lari income. Property, but for resident, if you are non-resident, only income received from Georgia is calculated. And property tax for legal entities is up to 1%.